Ŝiso is the more widely used name of the Asian culinary herb Perilla frutescens var.crispa, belonging to the mint family. This herb was previously known as the beefsteak plant, a mostly obsolete name. It is also sometimes referred to by its genus name, Perilla, which is ambiguous, as it is also inclusive of the wild sesame variety, which is devoid of the distinctive ŝiso fragrance. Overview. Ŝiso is a perennial plant that may be cultivated as an annual in temperate climates, and occurs in both red-leaved and green forms. There are also frilly, ruffled-leaved forms called ʃiso and forms that are red only on top, called ʃiso. The Japanese name ŝiso is a loan word from Chinese ŝisu, whose first character means purple. Traditionally in Japan, ŝiso denoted the purple-red form. In recent years, green is considered typical, and red considered atypical. Red ŝiso, the purple-red type, may be known as akijiso. The quintessential use is for coloring the pickled plum, or umeboshi. The ŝiso leaf turns bright red when it reacts with the umezu, the vinegary brine that wells up from the plums after being pickled in their vats. The red pigment is identified as the perilloanthocyanin, aka ŝisonin. The mature red leaves are not very amenable to use as a raw salad leaf, but germinated sprouts ʃiso have been used for years as garnish to accent a Japanese dish such as a plate of sashimi. Also used are the hanaho or hojiso, which are sprigs or stalks studded with tiny cupped flowers and forming seeds. The tiny pellets of buds and seed pods can be scraped off using the chopstick or fingers and mixed into the soy sauce dip to add the distinct spicy flavor. The sprouts and flower heads of the green variety are also used the same way. Green ŝiso bunches of green ŝiso leaves packaged in styrofoam trays are now familiar sights on the supermarket shelves in Japan, as well as in Japanese food markets in the West. But production in earnest as leafy herb did not begin until the 1960s. One anecdote is that around 1961, a certain cooperative or guild of sumo commodities based in Shizuoka Prefecture picked large-sized green leaves of ŝiso and shipped them out to the Osaka market, and gained popularity, so that Oba became the trade name for bunches of picked green leaves forever after. A dissenting account places its origin in the city of Toyohashi, Aichi, the foremost Oba producer in the country, and claims Toyohashi's greenhouse horticultural agricultural cooperative experimented with planting c. 1955, and around 1962 started merchandising the leaf part as Oba, and in 1963 organized cooperative sorting and sales of the crop, analogous to cranberry cooperatives in the U.S. By c. 1970, they achieved year-round production. Culinary use. Japan. A whole leaf of green ŝiso is often used as a receptacle to hold wasabi, or various suma and ken. Green leaves. The green leaf can be chopped up and used as herb or condiments for an assortment of cold dishes such as cold noodles, cold tofu, tataki and namaro. Chopped leaves can use to flavor any number of fillings or batter to be cooked for use in warm dishes. A whole leaf battered only on the obverse side is made into tempura. Whole leaves are often combined with shrimp or other fried items. Red leaves. Red leaves are used for making pickled plum as mentioned, but this is no longer a yearly chore undertaken by the average household. Red ŝiso is used to color shibazuka, a type of pickled eggplant, Kyoto specialty. Seeds. The seed pods or berries of the ŝiso are also salted and preserved as a sort of spice. They can be combined with fine slivers of daikon, for instance, to make a simple salad. One source from the 1960s says that oil expressed from ŝiso seeds was once used for deep frying purposes. Sprouts. The germinated sprouts used as garnish are known as ʃiso. Another reference refers to the ʃiso as the moyashi of the ŝiso. Anytime it is mentioned that ŝiso buds are used, there is reason to suspect this is a mistranslation for sprouts, since the word mi can mean either. Though young buds or shoots are not usually used in restaurants, the ʃiso used could be microgreen size. People engaged in growing their own ʃiso in planters will also refer to the plucked seedlings they have thinned as ʃiso. Better source needed. Yukari. The name yukari refers to dried and pulverized, red ʃiso flakes, and has passed into the common tongue as a generic term, even though Mishima Foods Co. Ya insists it is the proprietary name for its products. The term yukari no iro has signified the color purple since the olden days, based on a poem in the Kokan Wakishu about a Murasaki or Cromwell blooming in Musashino. Moreover, the term Murasaki no Yukari Ya has long been used as an alias for Lady Murasaki's famous romance of the Shining Prince, Furikake. Other than the Yukari variety, there are many commercial brand Furikake type sprinkle seasoning products that contain ʃiso as well. They can be sprinkled on rice or mixed into musuba. They are often sprinkled on pasta. The ʃiso pasta can be made from fresh chopped leaves, sometimes combined with the crumbled roe of tariko, and the trick to success is not to cook the cod roe on the stovetop, but to toss the hot pasta into it. Nutritional, bactericidal and preservative effects of the ʃiso, due to the presence of terpenes such as Perilla alcohol, have been noted. Further etymology. The word oba was originally a trade name and was not entered into the Shinmeikai Kokugo Jiten until its 5th edition, and is not found in 4th edition. This dictionary is more progressive. The Kojian cited previously, as Kondaichi's dictionary, from the 1st ed., and definitely in the 2nd ed., defined ʃiso as a plant with leaves of purple color. Statistical data. The bar graph shows the trend in total production of ʃiso in Japan. Statistics. For green ʃiso, cumulative figures for ʃiso as vegetable is used. Raw data start from year 1960, but for the ʃiso, the production figure was either negligible or unavailable until the year 1976, as shown. The 1970s was when refrigerated storage and refrigerated transport came online for ʃiso, but the same technology was bringing fresh produce and seafood to meal tables of ever remoter parts away from farms or seaports. So foods like sashimi, which was not daily fare for every Japanese, was becoming exactly that, and the green ʃiso leaves, developed as a summa food item, quickly began to gain ground. The No. 1 producer of produce-type ʃiso among the 47 Todofukan in Japan is Aichi Prefecture, boasting 3,852 tons, representing 37.0% of national production. Another source uses greenhouse-grown production of 3,528 tons as the figure, better representation actual oba production, and according to this, the prefecture has a 56% share. The difference in percentage is an indicator that in Aichi, the leaves are 90% greenhouse produced, whereas nationwide, the ratio is just 60-40 in favor of indoors over open fields. As afforestated, Toyohashi, Aichi is the city which produces the most ʃiso vegetable in Japan. They are followed in ranking by Namegata, Ibaraki. There seems to be a growth spurt for ʃiso crops grown for industrial use. The data shows the following trend for crops targeted for oil and perfumery.